You guys, so this is the work outfit for the day. It's a couple of days till Christmas. This is my earrings. Can you see it? I'll show you later. And my cute little bow. I just want to put it out here. I don't mind working, but I don't like getting messed with. I don't like being micromanaged. I don't like being abused. I don't like being undervalued. I don't like anybody fooling with me. So, because of the way that I am, it's best that I don't go in those kind of environments because it's not going to work out no matter where I work at. But yeah, I love making money. I like working. I like checking on my patients. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Okie dokie. What do you need? What do you want? What medicine? What's your pain scale? Everything feeling okay? Call the doctor if I need to. Love it. Love working. Love my job. But what I don't love is dealing with certain types of personalities and people and systems. That's what I found out. You know? But sometimes you have to understand that, at this big age, I don't want to fight where I'm working. I don't want to have to prove myself. I don't want to have to, change who I am and just so I can go to work and make money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty amazing. I'm pretty respectful. And I just expect that same energy to come back to me. So I gotta leave my babies. Fefe is getting cozy. Rosie just sitting down. And I had to leave my babies to go to work. And this is the Christmas tree. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. It's cozy in here. It's nice. And I gotta go to work. And I gotta leave my babies. And it's okay. They're gonna be okay. Hello. Okay, my kitchen doesn't look too messy. Okay, so I'm going to work today, you guys. Today is the 22nd, so it's a Monday. And I'm gonna have 10 days off after this. I work night shift. I'm trying to eat a little bit more healthy, I don't eat horrible, but sometimes I do. So I'm trying to cut out the horribleness and at least try to make sure I'm eating more healthy. I was trying to cut out carbs, but I just can't. Just taking out bread and butter and cheese is really hard for me. So I'm not ready for that yet. Anyway, so I decided just to make some toast. So some toast with some eggs. And then tomorrow I'm gonna have my service, the house, what's it called again? People to come clean the place up. Tomorrow's gonna be a deep clean. I don't know if I told you guys already, but I have somebody come once a month to clean. And basically it's just to kind of clean the bathroom and mop the floor and sweep the floor, just touch everything up. It's not like a deep clean. It's more like a basic clean or something like that. But tomorrow they're gonna do a deep clean, which I'm happy about because everything's just all over. And one thing I noticed is if I'm gonna be working, I cannot do it. I can't cook and work and clean and just do all that stuff. Absolutely not. Honestly, even when I was a housewife, I was a housewife for 4 months. Well, it was actually longer than that. But anyways, when I was at home a lot, I am not a cleaner. That's just scrubbing things and, scrubbing and getting water. I'm just not that type of person. I can fold. Nope. Laundry. Nope. That's not for me too. I can touch things up. But cleaning, that's not my thing. I like to cook. I do not like to clean. So, yeah, you guys. So that really helps, when you're trying to balance life. Now, some people, they like cleaning. It's therapeutic and nice. That's not how I feel for cleaning. I hate cleaning. So I'm happy the place is gonna look more bright and clean. We're gonna do another vlog. I'm just doing a casual vlog right now. Tomorrow, on Christmas Day, you won't believe it. Every year I do catering, which I love. And for some reason my husband doesn't want to do catering this year. So I'm like, you want me to cook? Really? So I took 10 days off the schedule because if I'm cooking and doing all that, decorating and hosting and making sure everybody's comfortable and cooking, oh no. So I had to just take 10 days off of work. So I'm indefinitely going to be off the clock. Yeah. But in this 10 days, it's going to be 70 degrees this week, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to take a bite of this. So I'm excited because I'm going to go outside and go walking and do my miles again, 3 to 5 miles. Sorry, I'm looking at Rosie. She's so cute. Her little face. She wants it so bad. That's going on. And look at the back of my little hair. Yeah. You guys, I realize that, work is fine with me. I don't mind working. Of course, I still don't want to be there full time because I have a lot of other things I like to work on. But it's really the environment and the people and how I'm being treated. If I feel like I'm being treated poorly or the workload is too hard, too demanding, and not enough pay, then I just can't do it. It's just way too hard for me. I'll find a way to get out of it. And that's just how it is. It's not that I don't like working. It's just I don't like working too hard. Honestly, even if they pay me $1 million, I don't think I'll like it. If anything's like way too hard, I just don't want to do it. Being a doctor, because I was going to go to medical school, and I decided maybe I'll be a doctor or a lawyer. And then I realized the job of a doctor or a lawyer, always at the hospital, always working, never home, demanding. Oh no, you can keep that. So I decided that's just not going to work for me. Even if I want to be like a singer, a dancer, an actress. Oh no. You mean people are going to be following me and all of my business all the time? That's annoying. I'm going to have to go on interviews and be tired and go all these countries and get on airplanes all the time and talk to all these people I don't want to talk to and be no. No. All my privacy gone, working all the time. So I need something low key that I like to get paid. I do like money. This is salty. Dang it. But in life, you just have to pick what hard you want, okay? Because I notice everything's a little hard. Like, when I used to work at a warehouse, I did this random warehouse job, and I used to also be a nurse assistant. When I worked at the warehouse, that job wasn't really hard, but I didn't get paid a lot of money. So if I wanted to move out and do my own thing without a husband, just a single woman, I would have to work like 2 jobs because, I didn't have the pay because anybody can do that job. So that is a hard way of living, So that's why I decided, maybe I should go back to school because I decided I need something. And then I was a nurse assistant, and that's like getting paid half of a nurse. And it was so physical. And yes, I had to get a license and registration, but the pay did not match the level of work, okay? So I had to think to myself and say, Nadia, you're in your 20s right now. You're not married. Are you gonna end up living at your parents' house forever? Or are you gonna end up having roommates for the rest of your life? Or are you gonna work 2 jobs because you have this low skill, low wage career, working as a CNA or tech, or working at a warehouse, always trying to figure out how to make money and never really have enough. You're going to be working 2 jobs. You're going to be working all day. They're still going to get on your nerves. One thing I noticed about any job, stop faith, the jobs are still irritating. The people, you still have to deal with people. You still have to work with managers. You still have to deal with like all these different people. And so then that's why I decided, maybe I should be serious and study. Because the reason why I didn't do good in school is not because I wasn't smart. It's because I didn't feel like studying. That's the funny thing about me. There's a lot of things I can do, but if I feel like not doing it, I won't do it. And sometimes I'm wondering, like, girl, you know how to do a lot of stuff, but you hold yourself back because you don't feel like doing it because it's too much work, but you can do it. I wonder how many people are like that. So I didn't feel like studying. I didn't feel like going to class. I didn't feel like learning biology. I didn't feel like studying and taking tests, so I didn't do it. But then once I decided maybe this is a good idea, I decided to do it. So now I'm working as a nurse. The job is still very hard, still very stressful. But when I was in nursing school, it was very stressful and hard. So I should have expected it to be as hard once you got into the field. But at this time, now that I have a little bit of education under my belt, a little bit more experience, at least when I work hard and stuff, I could pay my bills, I could take care of myself, I could do my own thing, I could work 3 days. If I don't like this facility, I can try another facility. I have a license behind my name, I have the education, I have the training, and I have a little bit more power to do what I want to do because of my education, because of my skill level. People need me to heal them. They need me to give them their medication. You know, people are always going to be sick and needing help. So that helped me a lot, and I decided this is a choice that I need to make in my life because I need to be able to sustain myself. I need to be able to have a skill, and I need to be able to work where I don't have to work 3 jobs or 2 jobs, or I could just work 1 job. So that was something I decided to choose to do in my life because I wanted to have some autonomy and some control. And the good thing is, even though right now it's hard, if I decided not to go to college or not to get this specific degree, you know, because you can go to college, but you could still not get paid if you have like a sociology degree or something like that. You know what I'm saying? At least now, I have options. So if you're watching this and you're young, I think that if you can find a way to give yourself options, I think that that's a good idea because you won't find yourself back into a corner. You can always give yourself options. So that's what I decided to do. I don't know why this tangent is coming along. What I'm trying to say is, like now, this job is going good, but if it doesn't go well, I can find another job. Another thing that gives me options is getting married. I got a husband, we like each other, we love each other, everything's great. But now that I have a husband, I have somebody who can help me when work is not going the way it needs to go, when I'm not happy, when I'm too stressed out. I can lean on him because I have that option. I have him to help me, you know, pay bills, to help me, you know, just making sure that there's still money coming into the household. You know, I'm not just gonna fall flat by myself. I also have that barrier of my husband. If I can't figure it out, if I can't do it, if work's not working out good, I have my husband. So that's nice, you know. I think it's nice. I am the kind of person that I want to build in layers in my life where I have cushions and help and options. So, you know, so I think that the reason why, you know, like right now, I can work part-time if I want, or I can work 1 day a week, I can work 2 days a week, it's up to me, I can work 3 days a week. Of course, depending on what we do, we're going to have less money in the family household, but if we manage our money, if we budget, we will be okay. Will I be able to go on vacations? Will I be able to go on lavish things? Will I be able to buy a whole bunch of clothes and jackets and stuff? No, but that's okay if it means I have peace. So I think just making sure you have options is a good idea. Being clever in that kind of way, analyzing how you want to live your life and how you want to do things. You know, working on yourself, having an idea, making a goal, sticking to the commitment that you have. You know, having a vision. And if you have a vision to do something, focus on that vision. If you're focused on school, be focused on school. If you're a single woman and you're focused on your career, be focused on your career. Have pride in yourself, you know. Take care of yourself. Get ready. If you're somebody who's trying to figure out what you're going to do in your life, pray to have energy to focus on what you need to do. Pray to have power, discipline, so you can come up with some kind of plan in your life. If you're married and you're a stay-at-home mom, take that job seriously. You are nurturing a human being, a life source, and you can build a beautiful home in your life. You can make good memories for your children. You can work on your beauty. You can work on yourself because you have more time. You can work on your husband, your relationship. You can pour into yourself. You can pour into your child. You can pour into your husband. You can pour into your hobbies. You can, you know, exercise and do all those kind of things. You know, you have more free time to do whatever it is you need to do. And, you know, it's a stage in life, but think about, you know, in the future, once your child gets older, what can I invest in? What can I do? You know, how can I grow myself? And, you know, one thing that my dad always says is when you do something, do it from your heart, do it from your soul, believe into it, show it for yourself no matter what stage you're in. Even when I was like when I didn't have like any money and I was in college, I always showed up for myself. You wouldn't be able to tell that I didn't have any money because I always made sure that my presentation was good. I always like believed in myself no matter what I had going on. So do that. And another thing that I want to say that helps me is think about things, pray about things, and try to be clever a little bit. Try to be a little clever. And if one door closes for you and somebody says no, or something doesn't work out, either because you didn't do what you were supposed to do and you fall flat, or because people were trying to block you or hurt you, you have to listen to that inner voice and say, you know what? This is where I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get to this espresso coffee right here. Okay, and I have this in here. Okay, and you have all these packs right here, 3 packs, okay? So you were trying to go this way to get to that espresso coffee, and they blocked you, or you got blocked, and you just couldn't get through that wall. So one thing that I did in my life that really, really helped me is I thought to myself, you know what? This path right here is not working for me. There's too much resistance. I'm even having a resistance that's too strong. So you know what? I'm not going to talk about this path right here that keeps telling me no. If I really want to get to this espresso coffee, first of all, I pray about God and I say, Lord Father God, if this is meant to be in my life, please let a door open for me. Please show me by allowing a way to happen. Okay? And then I would just go through another path. I will just find out resources, get my idea together, come up with research, and find another path to get to where I feel like I should be destined to go. You know, a lot of people, they have this path, blocks them, they fall short. And then you go this way, it blocks you again, and so you say, oh my God, it's not meant to be. But little did you know, there is a path over here in this corner. You might have to go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, go straight. You might spend some time here longer than you needed to, and then you'll eventually get to your destination. Because if the Nespresso coffee or the destination that you're supposed to go to was meant to be, you will eventually get to it. And even if you have all these roadblocks and things in your way, and you stop and you do this, you learn something and you grow in each section that you are at. So even if, you know, things happen that you didn't like, or, you know, there's moments in your life that happen, and let's say you never make it to the yellow, you never make it, I guess something about the yellow brick road. You never make it to your destination that you had in your heart and your soul. But then there was other destinations that you maybe didn't realize that you were supposed to be. And maybe the final destination that you thought that you were supposed to be at is not where you're supposed to be at. But, you know, destiny in life allows you to take different routes. Now, some people, they'll have all these things, these roadblocks, and they'll just stop right here, and they'll just stay right here, and they'll just stay right here because they feel like, I'm not going to go through that. So one thing I learned in my life is I'm willing to go through some things and I'm willing to sometimes get hurt, to fail, to fall, to get knocked down, to be embarrassed, to you know, fail, for things not to work out, for people to laugh at me, for people to talk about me. I'm willing to go through those things if it means that I put my heart into whatever it is I feel like I should be going towards. And even if I never make it to a certain destination in my life, as long as I know that I put my heart into something, I'm happy. You know? As long as I know that I put my heart into something, I did what I believed that was right, I prayed about it, and I live my life to the fullest, to my ability that I'm able to understand or comprehend, then I'm happy, you know? Because at least I was brave enough to fail. At least I was brave enough to try. At least I was brave enough to be embarrassed. You know, at least I make decisions in my life that I'm willing to have consequences with, that I'm willing to listen to people, willing to change, willing to grow, okay? And do what I need to do. All this other outside noise and people and things, you know, when you're a person that's trying to do something in your life, whatever you're living your life, it's your life at the end of the day. What other people say, think about, do, it is completely irrelevant. Of course, you want to have, you know, we're social creatures. We want people to believe in us. We want people to like us. We want people to value us. We don't want people to talk negative about us. You know, we want to be included. We want to be seen. We want to be heard and all that kind of stuff. But there's like a certain line and boundary that you have to have around yourself as a human being, as a person, to protect yourself from other people's emotions, other people's thoughts, other people's viewpoints of you. Because if you're always seeking that outside validation all the time, then you'll never have control of yourself. You'll never have control of your aura. You'll never have control of your life source, your being. So I don't know, I'm just trying to tell you. I guess I'm trying to say this because I feel like a lot of people now, there's so many voices and so many things and so many people's opinions and everything that's just getting in people's eyes and mind, and then you slowly, you know, start changing and allowing people to get into your head. Um, and now at this age, we have to understand how to think for ourselves, be ourselves. You know, just because something happened to one person, this is their outcome, that does not mean that that's going to be your outcome. Just because somebody did this and that, no. Anything is possible if you believe and you're willing to work on it. And also, one person's nightmare might be somebody else's dream. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a different way of how they like things, how they do things. So, you know, one thing I love about my husband that I just love about him so much, he's just, they are flat out, like what I noticed that I love about, there's some things I don't like. Sometimes I'm like, this is so ignorant, please stop. But the level of transparency, the level of, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I don't like. I'm going to do this my way. If you wanna judge me, go ahead and judge me because, you know, I don't care. I like that not caring thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not hurting anybody, maybe you're not hurting yourself, then what's wrong with people doing things the way that they want to do it? Like, why do other people care about how other people want to live their lives and do things? As long as you're not hurting somebody else in the process, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna delete this because this is too much talking. It doesn't even tell me how many minutes I was talking for. 21 minutes, girl, you talk too much.